It's a wildfire of a different source. It's the ASU Homecoming Bonfire. I'm JJ Maldonado, and I have more details coming up.
Plus, meet a man who's been going to the Texas State Fair for more than 100 years. He's quite the character. Hear his story a bit later.
And mostly cloudy and chilly outside. How low would it get for tomorrow morning? I'll show you straight ahead. Fox News First for Friday night starts now.
Live from historic downtown San Angelo, this is Fox News First at 10.
A big weekend ahead of us. San Angelo State University's homecoming celebration is underway. Good evening, I'm Monica Quintero. Bob has a night off. KIDY's JJ Maldonado is live from the annual bonfire on campus. JJ, how's it going out there?
Hi, Monica. Well, it's a little bit warm out here. It's the ASU Homecoming Bonfire. And as you can see right behind me, the bonfire actually just took place just about 30 minutes ago. Now, I'm told the planning for this bonfire took more than 2 months, and putting together all the flats took a total of 8 days. All the pallets were donated by different businesses within the city. And of course, this is all for homecoming. The students here are all rushing over from the pep rally that took place just an hour ago at the Janelle Center. One of the organizers of the bonfire tells me they will be guarding the flames all throughout the night until the last pallet burns out. He says this year is going to top last year's.
Homecoming, it's one of the biggest events that we have here. It actually comprises a week long of different events throughout the entire week. It's just a really good way to get involved with the school and the community and get to know people and involved with other organizations.
Now, Monica, the fun doesn't stop tonight. Tomorrow, of course, is the ASU Homecoming Parade, and that will be at 11 a.m. and it will be broadcasted live right here on KIDY. And you guys at home, if you see Sonora Scott and I out there, make sure you stop and say hi to us. Monica, back to you in the studio.
All right, JJ, he got the fun assignment tonight, that's for sure. Looking for something to do this weekend? Downtown San Angelo hosting a homebrew beer and barbecue competition. The West Texas Boys Ranch is having a plethora of bands at their annual Rockin' the Ranch concert. We're sponsors of both of those fine events. We'll also be broadcasting, as JJ mentioned, the ASU Homecoming Parade. It all starts at 11 a.m. Myself, Chris Webb, JJ Maldonado, and Sonora Scott will be bringing you details and updates. The parade route will move south on Chadbourne Street, cross Concho Avenue, and then go north on Oak Street. We'll be live out along the route. So again, come up and say hello to us. Of course, the parade always brings out lots of folks to downtown San Angelo. There will be numerous floats made by student organizations at ASU. So what do local businesses think about all the crowds? The owner of Fuentes, a business along Chadbourne, says they see an increase in business.
Business before the parade is actually very good, and then also after the parade, we have very good business as well.
Again, the parade will begin at 11 tomorrow morning. You'll want to keep it right here on KIDY because we'll be broadcasting live the festivities directly to you. Weather-wise, we are seeing some cooler temperatures. Barrett, will folks need a jacket in the morning?
They are going to need the jacket tomorrow morning, so we're going to be in the lower 50s, one of the coolest mornings that we've seen so far this fall season. Dry, mostly cloudy conditions. Winds are going to remain light, so there's not going to be much of a wind chill factor, but nonetheless, still chilly out there for tomorrow morning. Now, drying out tonight. Mild weekend temperature-wise. Temperatures moderating into the 80s, though, by next week. I'll have more on the rain chances coming up.
Right now, Hurricane Matthew has weakened to a Category 2 storm, but is still a dangerous, potentially life-threatening system. Fox News correspondent Joel Waldman is in the storm zone. He's monitoring the latest developments from Savannah, Georgia.
Hurricane Matthew did lose some steam Friday, but for much of the day, it has still been a potentially deadly Category 2 storm.
We have evacuated or are in the process of evacuating 174 medical facilities now at this point.
Hurricane Matthew continues to roar up the East Coast. Along the way, it has knocked out power for more than 1 million people and is being blamed for multiple deaths here in the United States.
We have seen flooding in St. Augustine, and there is potential for significant flooding in Jacksonville tonight.
In many places, it is already creating dangerous flood situations and could still bring 15 inches of rain along with storm surge up to 9 feet in some areas. Concerned about potentially deadly flooding and storm surges, Late Friday, South Carolina's governor issued this stern warning.
If you are in a low-lying area or in any of those coastal areas, get to your highest floor of your house.
Meantime, U.S. troops are now mobilizing to offer help in Haiti, where hundreds are dead and thousands are now homeless because of the storm. Back here in the U.S., initial insurance industry estimates suggest Hurricane Matthew could cost between $25 and $30 billion, making it the second costliest U.S. hurricane on record.
It's possible that the hurricane could do the kind of damage that Katrina did.
Forecasters are now warning that Hurricane Matthew could come all the way up, impacting coastal North Carolina. In Savannah, Georgia, Joel Waldman, Fox News.
Lots of you came out to have a cup of joe with the 5-0. It's National Coffee with a Cup Day. That's right, these events are going on all across the nation today. This one in San Angelo, hosted by Whataburger. Police say there's no set agenda. The goal to make connections.
And just talk about what's going on in your neighborhood, talk about your family, talk about what you do for a living. This is about, just a casual event for people to have a conversation with the officers that serve their community.
It is important to open the lines of communication. SAPD holds other events like this throughout the year. If you'd like to learn more, give them a call. Let the war on words begin again. The second presidential debate is right around the corner. We'll tell you when and where it's taking place.
And the rainfall this morning didn't help out whenever it comes to the high pollen levels. Everything in the high category, the mold spores are as well. We'll be right back right after this commercial break.
Now with your first warning weather, here is Chief Meteorologist Barrett Phillips.
Welcome back, everybody. Traffic's moving pretty good. Things are dry out there, but chilly, and a lot of moisture in the air as well. We're running at 80% relative humidity, putting just a little bit of extra chill in there. It is 62 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, northeast light wind at 8 miles per hour for this evening. 63 degrees Sterling City, 58 degrees in Big Lake, or actually 59. That's the same in Coleman as well. 57 in Menard will be the cool spot. Besides those three areas, though, we're all in the 60s throughout the Concho Valley. And that's because a cold front marched its way to the south in South Texas, so the northwestern two-thirds of the state's under cool conditions. 54 degrees in Lubbock, and highest high pressure is going to allow things to drop into the lower 50s for today, or for tomorrow morning. Now we're going to be waking up to 52 degrees, as I just said, mostly cloudy skies. We're going to get some sunshine later on in the day that will warm temperatures up into the upper 60s by noon, and 77 degrees for the 5 o'clock hour. That will be the high, but we're going to have partly cloudy skies for the afternoon and evening hours. Even though that's the case, we're still going to get a lot of sunshine through that for tomorrow. 80 degrees on Sunday. Our overnight lows getting to the mid 50s there, getting warmer on Tuesday and Wednesday ahead of another cool front that will get very close to the Concho Valley, especially our northern counties. It also could spark off an isolated thunderstorm as well for your Thursday. Overnight lows get back into right around 60 degrees. Nonetheless, getting a little bit milder next week.
All right, Barrett, still a nice weekend, so make sure you enjoy it. All eyes are on Washington University in St. Louis. It's getting ready to host the second presidential debate. The matchup between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump takes place this Sunday. Fox's Jeff Bernthal got a look at debate preps along with reaction from students on campus.
It's really great that the debate is going on here.
Washington University is taking on an entirely new look for yet another presidential debate. The room for journalists is ready to go. And on Sunday, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump will debate.
Ignoring politics while it's right here and where you live and under your nose, it's impossible to do.
There was a lottery for students wanting a chance to witness the debate in person.
I was definitely really interested in trying to get in. I put my name in for the lottery, but unfortunately they only have a limited number of spots, and there were over 10,000 people that tried to get in, so wasn't able to do it. But I'll still be here and still watching it live with everybody.
Definitely feeling left out. Some students feel it's unfair third-party candidates are not allowed to participate. That decision is made by the Commission on Presidential Debates. Candidates must average at least 15% in major polls in order to make the stage.
I think it sends a message to a voter that it only really matters if you're a Republican and Democrat, and you can't really be anything in between, and you can't really be a third party.
The entire cost to the university is some $5 million, but university officials believe the investment is well worth it.
The impact of seeing how the politics affects us and wondering how it affects other people as well could really echo into the rest of your life.
And it's really cool to see the whole student body becoming more politically minded and actually paying attention to things that affect us in everyday life.
Make sure to watch the debate and educate yourself. If you have pain from running, this story is for you. One procedure is making a difference in helping folks get back on track. Stay tuned. You're watching Fox News First.
The Market Report, brought to you by Carrie and Bill Peacock of Raymond James Financial. You're watching KIDY Fox San Angelo with Bob Brackeen, Monica Quintero, Chief Meteorologist Barrett Phillips, and Sports Director Manny Diaz. This is Fox News First at 10.
'Tis the season for pumpkin spice everything, and while doctors say real pumpkin is good for you, most of fall's most popular pumpkin delicacies are full of artificial flavoring. Experts at Cleveland Clinic say most of the pumpkin products on the market have both added flavoring and tons of added sugar. They say instead of looking for pumpkin spice products on store shelves, try using real pumpkin in the kitchen. The fall fruit can be added to smoothies, muffins, cookies, and even oatmeal. A new report shows a rise in the cost of older cancer drugs. Nearly 2/3 of 86 cancer medicines in the study had price increases between 2010 and 2015. 11 drugs more than doubled in price, and older drugs increased more than newer drugs. The study included oral and intravenous chemotherapy drugs covered by Medicare Part B. Medicare is a federal health insurance plan for people 65 or older. It's a common complaint you hear from runners: back and knee pain, but there is one procedure getting people back on track. Sonia Azad from our sister station in Dallas explains.
Well, I started having knee problems when I was 38 years old.
Betty Hudson has lived an active life for 71 years.
I broke my knee skiing.
She's been through surgery and steroid injections, but when arthritis set in, she could barely walk. So she tried something else, stem cell therapy.
And that's where we get the healing.
Dr. Bill Johnson takes adult stem cells from your own fat, concentrates them, then puts them into an area that doesn't heal well on its own.
We're able to concentrate those healing cells and get healing and rejuvenation where left to themselves those tissues can't.
Injured cells release messengers called growth factors, which attract stem cells to where the damage is, telling them what to do. We watched the retrieval process up close, which took no more than 15 minutes. It takes longer to separate the stem cells. Then the final step is injecting them back into the problem area, knees, hips, or shoulders, for instance. Then the patient can go home.
We went to the fair yesterday, and I walked about 5 miles. And I had no pain in my knee.
Betty had the procedure twice and says her left knee is back in commission and her travel schedule is packed. They went on a family cruise to Ireland.
When I got off the ship, I walked on this cobblestone street, and the pedometer said that I walked 6 miles that day, and I did it virtually pain-free.
Now she's planning to get back on her skis this winter.
I probably will take it very easy because of my age and my other bones.
Glad to see it's making a difference. We introduced you to a man who's been going to the Texas State Fair for more than a century. You heard that right. You don't want to miss his story. He's got some great advice. Stay tuned. You're watching Fox News First. Football fans will pack the State Fair in Dallas on Saturday, and ahead of that tradition, another man is making his yearly pilgrimage to Big Tex for the 101st time. Our Kevin Reese tagged along.
Howdy, folks. This is Big Tex.
Far from the hustle and bustle and the sometimes maddening crowds of the State Fair of Texas, there's a little house in Lake Highlands and a little old man named Richard Boone.
Just live one day at a time. Don't push it.
Decent advice since he's been living one day at a time for 100 years. His birthday was just last month. We met him on Monday and found out that Monday
I've got about
is wash day.
15, 16 underpants. And when I get down to the one that's Donald Ducks on it, it's time to wash.
So today was wash day.
Today was wash day.
But we didn't plan to talk about his underpants. Instead, about his collection of tickets and mementos from the State Fair of Texas.
No, don't throw anything away.
That's his mom at the Maxwell House coffee booth in 1916. That's the first year she took him.
2 weeks old.
And he's gone back to the fair every year since. His daughters and his late wife always went with him.
And the fair has been in our blood all the time.
But wouldn't one more time be nice too?
So if I go and get a corny dog and see Big Tex talk, why, I'll be happy.
That'll be a good day.
That's a good day.
So this morning, they loaded up for that one more good day.
We got an adventure here.
His son-in-law Andy did the driving. That's his daughter Anita in the back seat.
Excited about going, I guess.
20 minutes on the road, and then they parked for free on a lot Richard still owns across the street from the fair.
Grand Avenue.
And they walked.
Thank you. Have fun.
Even in his 101st year of going to the fair, there's no need for a scooter.
No scooter.
For Mr. Richard Boone.
Maybe 2 or 3 years from now.
It's hard to keep up with. He's a man with a mission, especially when it comes to the fair.
And on that mission, he follows a familiar path in search of Big Tex, in search of that corny dog, and today in search of a couple of girls.
Pauline and Carol.
And who are Pauline and Carol?
My girlfriends.
Is that where we're going now?
That's where we're going now.
All righty, lead on. We never found Pauline and Carol.
Congratulations.
But a few others did stop to wish him a happy birthday.
This is Big Tex.
He's trying to out-talk me.
And he did make his stop at the feet of Big Tex, and he did get that beloved corny dog.
Ooh, this is good.
And for a moment, for the 101st moment, all was right with the world.
It is great. It's delicious.
As good as you remembered?
Yeah, it's better.
And as we left Richard Boone, he was still waiting at Big Tex for girlfriends Pauline and Carol. But that's okay. He's a patient man, maybe next year, because he's planning to be back for Corny Dog 102.
State Fair Corny Dog.
He is an impressive man. Look at his energy. Weekend 2 of Austin City Limits is underway in the capital city. Music fans from around the world are flocking here to take in some tunes. For the first time ever, Radiohead and Mumford & Sons will perform at ACL Fest. Other performers include Kendrick Lamar, LCD Sound System, Major Lazer, Kygo, and Willie Nelson. The State Fair of Texas isn't the only place you'll find outrageous menu items. This week, the Texas Rangers unveiled a lineup of creative concoctions that will be available at Globe Life Park in Arlington for the team's home playoff games. The Popcornopolis Pita is a Texas-sized portion of smoked brisket, mac and cheese served on pita bread and topped off with Popcornopolis popcorn. Other new foods include the Atomic Burger, the Tam Arlington Dog, and the NEQ Sandwich, which stands for Never Ever Quit. That is pretty unique there. Stay with us, another check on your weather when we come back. Don't forget, in just another half hour, if you're coming in from the game and looking to catch all the scores and the best highlights from around the Concho Valley and Big Country, join Sports Director Manny Diaz and Jerry Huerta for the West Texas scoreboard, which you can only see right here on Fox. Of course, it's always filled with a lot of action, so folks certainly want to tune in for that. Weather-wise, It's cold out there, and it's going to be cold even in the morning hours, right?
Yeah, it is. It's, you know, if you're going to go to the parade, I believe it starts at 11 a.m., you're going to want to take the light jacket with you because temperatures are still going to be in the mid-60s by then. By noon, we'll be at 68, but nonetheless, we're going to be in the mid-70s there, even upper 70s to top out the day at about 5 o'clock, 77 degrees for the high. 80 on Sunday, mostly sunny to partly cloudy conditions on Sunday, but mostly sunny skies there on out from Monday to Wednesday, getting warmer. Only a 20% chance of rain on Thursday right now. That's the only day out of the next week.
60s means I'm going to be layered up. I'm going to have my Uggs, my jeans, my jacket. I'll be ready. Again, 11 o'clock, as Barrett said. I'll be out there. Chris Webb, Sonora Scott, JJ Maldonado. So it's going to be a good time. Come say hi to us. And if you can't go out, you can watch it, of course, right here on KIDY or download our app and you can see it there. Thanks for joining us for Fox News First. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.